keeping them honest on a move by Representative Michele Bachmann and 4 other Congress members that they say is a long overdue investigation of Muslim extremist infiltration of the U.S. government. Critics say it's nothing more than a politically motivated Muslim witch hunt with shades of McCarthyism. Bachmann and 4 of her Republican colleagues are demanding an investigation into potential infiltration by Muslim Brotherhood operatives intent on destroying Western civilization into the highest levels of the United States government. Now, Bachmann, along with Representatives Trent Franks, Louis Gohmert, Thomas Rooney, and Lynn Westmoreland, have sent letters to the Inspectors General of the State Department, Justice Department, Defense Department, Homeland Security Department, and the Office of Director of National Intelligence. They also made those letters very public. Now, we're going to get to some of the big claims in those letters in just a moment. But first, listen to what Bachmann said in a radio interview with the American Family Association's Sandy Rios.
It appears that there has been deep penetration in the halls of our United States government by the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood has been found to be an unindicted co-conspirator on terrorism cases, and yet it appears that there are individuals who are associated with the Muslim Brotherhood who have positions and very sensitive positions in our Department of Justice, our Department of Homeland Security, potentially even in the National Intelligence Agency. And I am calling upon the Justice Department and these various departments to investigate through the Inspector General to see who these people are and what access they have to our information.
Deep penetration, those were her words. Now, to the letters themselves, they are chock full of claims, one being that in reaching out to the American Muslim community, the Justice Department has been meeting with groups that could be fronts for the Muslim Brotherhood. Quote, these groups also appear to have been afforded access to senior policymakers in the Justice Department and thereby been able to exercise influence in ways that align with Muslim Brotherhood agendas and that could prove detrimental to our national and homeland security. In another letters, Bachmann and company accused 3 Homeland Security Department advisors of having, quote, extensive ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and other Islamist organizations, and says that other DHS advisors, quote, appear to share their sympathy for Islamist causes. We'll tell you in a second where they get that theory from. In yet another letter, Bachmann and her colleagues claim that the State Department has taken actions that have been, quote, enormously favorable to the Muslim Brotherhood and its interests. And they single out Huma Abedin, an aide to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, a top aide, and the wife of former Congressman Anthony Weiner. The letter states, quote, the department's Deputy Chief of Staff, Huma Abedin, has 3 family members, her late father, her mother, and her brother, connected to Muslim Brotherhood operatives and/or organizations. Her position affords her routine access to the secretary and to policymaking. So the suggestion is that Abedin's loyalty should be called into question. They wonder how she even got a security clearance. Now, at this point, you may be asking where this group of representatives is actually getting its information. Well, keep it honest, time and time again, the letters cite the work of a group called the Center for Security Policy. Its website is MuslimBrotherhoodInAmerica.com. Now, that group's head is someone we've had on the program before, a man named Frank Gaffney, who says the Muslim Brotherhood is infiltrating every aspect of American life in order to impose Sharia law. His critics call him a conspiracy theorist. The Southern Poverty Law Center calls Gaffney, quote, the anti-Muslim movement's most paranoid propagandist. Bachmann's fellow representatives from Minnesota, Democratic Congressman Keith Ellison, want some answers too. In a letter to Bachmann and her colleagues, Ellison notes that Gaffney's views have been widely discredited and says he wants to see credible evidence for the allegations made in the letters. In response to Ellison, Bachmann defends the letters and repeats her view that a multi-department investigation into potential Muslim Brotherhood infiltration into the U.S. government is not only necessary, but, quote, beyond timely. We, of course, invited Representative Bachmann and the other 4 congressmen who signed the letters to come on the program tonight. They all either declined or did not respond to our request. Our invitation stands.